get out. It's the same thing our people do when they smoke, and that's why they got a cough. Because that they body is letting them know that this smoke not supposed to be inside me. And then when you high, you overly eat, you paranoid, you know, you lazy, you don't want to do nothing. That's a demon. That demon comes from that how you using that herb. You're not supposed to use it to smoke it. But get that Deuteronomy 22:5. So now, did you know? Let me ask you a question. If you watch any princess movie, what does the princess have on? A dress. Let me show you something. Have you ever seen Muslim women? They walk around, Arabs. They women had a dress. Yeah, hijab. They got that from our women. That was a dress code that our women had, but we came over here. We lost our. Give me Jeremiah 17:4. I'm gonna show you. We lost our heritage. We lost our custom. We lost our language. When we came up into America, we lost Lily. We don't know nothing about ourselves. Oh yeah. Get Deuteronomy 22:5. Yeah, that's the book. He was missing the whole. He was missing the whole book. I think he was missing Amos. The whole book of Amos? Yeah. That's all. Yeah. Jeremiah 17:4. Yeah, get that. Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 12. Want him to get verse? Yeah, get that first. Okay.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, and verse number 4.
Read out.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
So the Bible said, it was already prophecy that he already spoke that we was going to discontinue from our heritage. And that's exactly what happened. We literally don't know nothing about our heritage. Like, they have Black History Month. We don't know nothing about our heritage. They never tell us about our heritage on that day. They always tell us about the people, but they never tell us about where we originally come from. And the Bible said we're going to discontinue from our heritage, and we're going to serve our enemies. That's the same thing we're doing now. So I just want to show you that when I get this verse right here, it's going to make sense because dang, our women don't really wear dresses no more. We wear pants. And I'm going to show you that. Give me Deuteronomy 25.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So the Bible says a man not supposed to wear what a woman wears. So when you see Tyler Perry, he dressed up as Medea. He's not supposed to do that. When you see Martin, y'all, what's the woman Martin used to dress up like on Martin? Shanae. He's not supposed to be doing that dressing as a woman to get a role. And the same thing with a woman. What do you think women wear that pertains to a man? Pants. That's why it's a zipper on the pants. Because it was made for a man to zip down his pants to pee. And when you go to a public bathroom, how do you know the difference between a woman bathroom or a man bathroom? They letting you know. That's originally what our women wear. But I forgot what time was it when our women started wearing pants, with that movement, when the woman had her hand like this.
Women's suffrage?
Yeah, women's suffrage.
Around like the 50s, 60s times, right? So a lot of, and it was really originally for white women because our women wasn't even really in a position to do anything like that.
Right.
But they did it because, they were tired of being in the house and doing this and that, so they wanted more power. So in order to have the strength of numbers and the white community, they started recruiting black women for that movement. And you even see it now. Like when you look on certain TV shows and things like that, even if it's a bunch of white people, it's always that one, black girl that might be there so they can feel included or so that our women can look and be like, okay, at least they got one of us, maybe she's talking about something. But 9 times out of 10, she be kind of throwing dirt on her own people though. Right, so that's kind of where that comes from, initially. Because before that time, nobody ever was. If you got a grandma, if you're fortunate enough to have your great-grandmother so lucky in your life, then you know that more than likely, you probably ain't seen them in pants too much. Or if they did, when you look at older pictures of them, when they was in their youth more so, they wasn't wearing it. And it's a reason why. Because it's something that pertains to a woman. Even when you look at different cultures and things like that, everybody has some sort of traditional dress, right? Asian people, they wear kimonos, monks. They got, they monk garb. When you go to different places in the Middle East where people are more so Muslim, what do they wear? They got turbans, they got hijabs, they have different sorts of, dress that we might not necessarily have. So why we the only people that don't got nothing?
But Jordans.
Right. And if these other things that they wear have been here long before Michael Jordan ever was even thought of, then why we don't got something that we supposed to wear? But we do though.
Right.
Somebody got that numbers 1538.
He had a Hebrew chat on his own.
Who did? Who did?
Buddy in the front.
White guy?
He read it. White guy. This is the Numbers chapter 15 and verse 38. And it reads, "Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Right.
And it shall be unto you a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a horn."
So, have you ever had to remember something for school or for class, and you had to use sticky notes or a whiteboard to remember something? Right? This is our sticky notes and whiteboard. So before we, get up in the morning, we go to work or anywhere else that we got to do, it's a lot of temptation in the world. Right. It's a lot of things that can make us go off. We might get mad in the workplace. We might get mad at a friend or somebody that we know. Somebody might cut us off on the road. We might get kind of mad. But these right here, regardless if it's these are fringes, these are the physical reminder of us to do God's work, to make sure that we acting accordingly. That's the Most High God's laws. So this is what we got. Like I said, right, women got dresses with them on. Arab people, they got the turban, but this is our version of that. So we do got something in which we got.
If I could point out too, right here, if you see on here it says Native American Gad, right? And these are our people too, right? And even when you look into their history and whatnot, what are some of the things that they wear, right? They wear something similar to this, right? Like right here. His are a little bit longer, but they're fringes at the end of the day, right? And they got this border of blue right around it, like we got. You know what I'm saying? Because even they believed in the Bible and they believed in our heritage. Why do you think they could do things like make it rain and stuff like that, right? Because they were so in tune with the Most High God, right? And they kept these laws and commandments to the best of their ability, right? That God was working on their behalf.
It says something about that in the book of Isaiah, I believe, where it was talking about Issachar being able to tell things by the signs of the moon and seasons, being able to tell the times, right? And you brother know it.
I can't remember that precept. I just looked at it the other day too.
And that's the thing. These are reminders. So if you ever think about eating pork, you will look down at these and be like, I can't eat pork. Right. I can't do that. Or if you ever think about, I want to throw some pants on, you will look down and be like, I can't do that. They basically like modern day reminders to help you remember the commandments. Like he said, like you have reminders on your phone. Oh, I gotta go to work. I gotta get this homework in. We didn't have phones back then. Right. So these are reminders to to keep the commandment. And they call fringes. They can be this part right here could be any color, but the top got to be blue. It don't matter if it's light blue or dark blue, sky blue. It still got to be blue at the top. The blue is like I would say, it don't say why you have to have it, but it's like a royal color. Right. Blue is like blue and purple are those royal colors that people have.
And this also distinguishes us as the people as well. That's why I was going through kind of the different people that wear different stuff. You see, because being Muslim, that's a religion. So they got a traditional guard for what they wear. So-called Jewish people, they got certain things as well. Well, those people are not really Jews, but this is something that lets us know that we set apart. So that way you can kind of recognize us. So if you see somebody else that got these on, more than likely you can say, hey, what's up, I'm an Israelite, so on and so forth. Because this is something that identifies us with a different culture and nationality.
When y'all come to help?
What you?
I was talking to my family. But I appreciate that effort.
Right. Okay. Now I'm gonna leave you with this one. So I'm gonna leave you with one more.
I got a question though. Do you celebrate any holidays like Christmas or anything like that? Has anybody ever showed you Christmas in the Bible? Christmas is in the Bible. Might bring that out.
Jeremiah 10 and 2. Now,
like I say, hey, I got some real good explanations on that. Before the brother bring it out, you like history a little bit? All right, well, I got something. So actually, if you look it up in the U.S., until like around the 1850s or sometime around there, it was actually illegal to celebrate Christmas in the U.S. It was illegal to celebrate Christmas in the U.S. before that time. And the reason why is because Protestants that was coming from other places, they was a lot more in tune with what it really said in the Bible, and they said that it was devilish and that it was pagan to be able to celebrate something like that. So until they got ratified and a certain president came in and made it a holiday, we weren't even allowed to celebrate it. So probably celebrating something that years ago was illegal to do in the first place. So it was illegal for a reason, right? Right? And how many times is you somewhere on Christmas and people really talking about Christ? if you light a tree. Anybody ever even explain to you why you give somebody gifts on Christmas? Or what the red balls on the tree is for? Or why we even got a tree in the first place? Any other day you come home to your mom or something like that, you give her something. It's just like this, man. Hey mom, how you doing? This in the bag. You know, I seen this out of the store. I noticed you like this type of cake or this type of, you know, whatever you might have got her. You kind of give it to her. Any other time, that's what it is. But why on this one day we got a tree all the time? You ever thought about that? Well, that's kind of weird.
Santa Claus.
Ain't nobody ever seen them. And then by the time we get older, we know that it's fake anyway. So why be lying to kids when they're younger?
Lying to the kids.
Any other time, for the rest of the 364 days of the year, especially growing up like us, your mama tell you, you get smart with her, I do X, Y, and Z to be able to put food on the table. You know, I do X, Y, and Z to put clothes in back. You know, they take pride in being able to take care of us, right? As they should. You are a parent. If you go out there, you work every day, you should feel good about, you know, getting your kids something. It's your job. But then on that one day a year, they allow somebody else to take credit for what they've worked hard to be able to do. That's wrong. That's wrong. A child should know that, hey, my parent worked hard to give me these gifts. That's fair, right? Yeah, so that's really what it should be like.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse number 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest.
Right,
The work. Go ahead.
Right, so similar to how we was talking about that tree, right? They usually go get it from some sort of, you know, place where they might be growing them or selling them. And what they do, they cut it down. You know, okay?
The work hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Right? So what do they call that, right? They got tinsel on the tree, different things like that to decorate it. You know, okay?
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not.
Right, so you ever seen one of the fake trees, even the real trees sometimes, how they got the little thing that looks like a cross on the bottom so it don't move? That's what that's talking about. Go ahead, King.
They are upright, Salakia. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Right. So another thing that's talking about is other gods, right? Because sometimes trees was used as words for wood. And what they would do was, like you ever seen like a statue with like another god, like Buddha or something like that? Right. So they would take wood sometimes and they would carve it and make it with an image of another god and paint it with gold or with silver. Right. So
He says when in that store.
right.
So when you first walk in down the stairs, you look directly in.
See that?
It's not Buddha, but
Confucius, maybe?
It's the woman.
Oh, the Hindu ones?
yeah, it's Hindu.
Yup.
What's her name? Shiva? I think her name is Shiva. She's doing like this.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's what I think that's her.
Right, it might be, but I know they got multiple of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another example, right? So it's kind of twofold. It is talking about Christmas on one fold, but it's also talking about, you know, other gods and how they fashion it. Sometimes that's what they say. This kind of making it look pretty in a sense. I think I had something else on. Oh, and then when you get to the birth of Christ, it never says a month or a day that he was born in the first place. The reason why people say that he was more likely born in the springtime is because it was a time of harvest. And what do crops do? Right. So it was impossible for it to be December 25th or anything of the sort.
True. And like even going back to it, but what he was saying earlier, if it's supposed to be his so-called birthday, why is it that we're not learning about him? Learning about you got Santa Claus involved, got the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you got the Grinch, you got Home Alone, you got all these other things involved.
Right.
And why does Santa sound so much like Satan?
Right.
Right. Exactly. And going back to what he said, why you gotta lie to the kids about Santa Claus being alive? I mean, Santa Claus coming in and giving you presents. That's lying to the kids.
That's a mighty point. People always say they love their kids so much. They would never lie to their kids so much. But Christmas come around, you lie to your kid every single year.
Every year.
How you gonna pay for? Let me say something. How you gonna buy all? You use that hard-working money to buy presents for your kids, and you gonna say a so-called fat white man gave it to them.
That's why that's why your kids grow up and they don't respect you because they think you never gave them nothing, man.
Right.
Because they credit all that to the white man called Santa Claus.
See that?
Right. So that's mad. So we shouldn't once again be lying to them, especially because if we all know that we all grew right at that at one point in time, just naturally, right? We were just like, oh man, it's not real. Then why would we put them in that same position? If we're supposed to be breaking generational curses, if we supposed to be making sure that our kids don't stumble on the same stuff that we did, then why would we make them run the same course and fall off what we fell off?
Right.
You know, so what's the point?
Let me ask you this: do you eat seafood? You love shrimp, crab, lobster, all that. You know, in the same chapter that we read, you know what I'm saying, it was pork was an abomination. In Leviticus 11, you know, 2 verses later, in verse 9, it goes into understanding how which seafoods are an abomination. Did you know that?
We ain't grabbing much.
Yeah, we went somewhere else, but let's read this. Leviticus 11 and 9. And it said, these shall ye eat of all that are in the waters, whatsoever. Now this is saying what you should eat that are in the water. It says, whatsoever hath fins and scales in the waters, in the seas, and in the rivers, them shall ye eat. So in order for you to eat anything in the waters that has, in order for you to eat anything in the waters, it has to have fins and scales, right? So does catfish have scales? They don't. Catfish doesn't have scales. Does lobster have scales? No. Does shrimp have scales? No. Does crab have scales? No. Does crab have fins? No. So you got to ask yourself, what are you eating, right? And in verse number 10, and all that have not fins and scales in the seas and in the rivers, of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you. Verse number 11, they shall even be an abomination unto you. Ye shall not eat of their flesh, but ye shall have their carcasses in abomination. Right? Verse 12, whatsoever hath no fins nor scales in the waters, that shall be an abomination unto you.
Right.
Now, go ahead.
So basically what he's saying is, the Lord said we can't eat that, sis. We gotta think about it. They bottom feeders. Crab, shrimp, lobster, all those are bottom feeders. So their job is to eat everything at the bottom of the water to make the water, to keep the water clean. So you ever open up a crab, right, and there be all type of yellow stuff in it. And you ever bust open a crab and there's like yellow stuff inside the crab. You never did that? Have you ever ate crab? And you never seen no yellow stuff in it?
Well, usually that's some sort of waste.
Yeah.
Similar to how before they serve you shrimp, how they gotta clean it, do whatever they gotta do to the veins.
A lot of times they don't even clean it because you can still see the waste still inside the strip, and you got to clean it out yourself.
Exactly, right? So that's waste. You shouldn't be ingesting waste into your body. Part of the reason why it's called waste is because it's supposed to leave you, right? That's why we go to the bathroom, because that's another way to exit toxins. So we shouldn't be eating that.
What's going on, King?
That's why it's so similar to, different things, like if you ever see kind of how it looks like an insect almost. You ever notice that? Automated.
Good? You okay?
Okay. But so if you want to hold you up too long, you might be coming to work or going to work.
Hey, that's the Lord got to stop right here. Yeah, these words. It's a lot of people that walk by that don't even stop. But they don't understand that destruction coming to this place.
Before you go, let's read you one thing. This is 1 Corinthians 6 and 19. It says, what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own? For ye are bought with a price, therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
Take some money just in case you don't mind. I know that certain people looking at
Hold
it.
on.
So what I just read is, what I basically just read is understanding that your body is a temple, which is why going back to everything that the brother was covering, the Most High God gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to be able to decipher what we should be doing and what we shouldn't be doing. Now, when you have children one day, you're going to tell your children there's some things that you can and can't do. And what's going to happen if you break them? Punish you for it, right? And so the Most High God gave you a list of laws, statutes, and commandments that you can, that things that you can do, and things that you shouldn't and can't do, right? So therefore, you have to obey those things, or else what's going to happen? We're going to keep getting punished for it, right?